Hello everyone and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Jasmine and this organization's Helping the World, a nonprofit organization devoted to helping the less fortunate, the community, and others in need. So before we get into the video, I did get some feedback that sometimes I am very monotone during these videos. So I do appreciate that feedback because that feedback makes me and helps me make better videos for you guys. So if you guys have any of that kind of feedback, don't think I'm going to take it in a negative way. Just leave it down below. But for today's video, we're going to be talking about ways you can help without any money, part 2. So if you guys are so interested, then keep on watching. Don't forget to check us out on our socials down below. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave it down below, as well as topics that you guys would want me to cover or make videos about. And if you're still watching, then let's go ahead and get started with the video. So the first way you can help is by voting. So voting is so important because at the end of the day, it elects the officials that represent us, that represent our states. So it is so important that you vote. The deadline for the voter registration, I believe for Ohio, is October 5th. And the deadline to request your absentee ballot for Ohio at least is 3 days before the election. So I will have a link down below where you can find your information on when your deadline is for your state. But it will be in a link down below. So the next way you can help is by donating blood. So for every whole blood donation, you are saving 3 people's lives. So if you want to help in any way, and you're not scared of needles, then go ahead and donate blood. And if you have had COVID and are symptom free for 28 days, you can actually go ahead and donate your plasma. So the reason for that is they're actually using plasma right now to find a cure or a cure for COVID, I should say. And the next way you can help is just by donating your hair. So if you haven't heard of Locks of Love, I have actually donated my hair 2 times with them, but it is a nonprofit charity based in the US, and they accept donations of human hair and money. And with that, they actually find their intention is to make wigs for Canadian and American children that have had a medical that have been medically impacted, that they permanently lose their hair. So they do help out with that. I know a lot of people have done it, and there are like Locks of Love hair salons are in the area. So some states have them, some don't. But that is another way that you can help, is just by donating your hair. You get a new look and you donate your hair. And another way you can help is just by recycling. So to put it in perspective for you guys, recycling is so important, and it's one of the top actions that you can do to help. The reason for that being is that a lot of waste that people just throw anywhere usually goes to oceans or ends up in landfills. And to put it into perspective for you guys, for just one glass jar that you donate, it actually generates enough electricity to light an 11-watt bulb for 20 hours. And even recycling paper, so making paper from recycled paper reduces related contribution to the air pollution by 95%. And the next way you can help is just by signing petitions. So signing petitions is really, really important. So there are a couple that I want to talk about, but they are going to be linked down below. The first one that I do want to talk about is signing the Justice for McAllen detainees. So if you haven't heard, there are immigrant children currently being detained at Hampton Inn Suites in McAllen, Texas. So technically, it's not even a government building, but they're illegally being detained in these hotels. They haven't been giving access to telephones or immigration lawyers. And if you guys have seen the photos going around, they are actually putting papers in the hotel windows and writing stuff down because they are in need of help. So one way you can help is just by go ahead and signing that petition. And another petition that I do want to talk about briefly is the petition to close down military Fort Hood. So if you haven't heard, Vanessa, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name, I believe it's Guillen. She was actually a soldier at Fort Hood, and she had actually reported sexual assault a couple months, or she had told her mom about sexual assault that was happening by one of her sergeants, and she ended up going missing, and her body was not found until 2 months after, and unfortunately it was found dismembered and burned. So you can go ahead and sign that link down below. Another one that I do want to put some attention on is Breonna Taylor. So it's been more than 4 months, and I believe, I don't know how accurate this is because I could not find any information, but the officers who actually shot her have not been fired. And so just to give a summary of what happened, she was actually shot 8 times in her own apartment after the police came into her apartment with no warrant, and they actually had the wrong house before they realized that they had unfortunately murdered her. And another petition that I do want to shed some light on is the Elijah McCain. So unfortunately he was walking home one day, and for some reason they had called the cops on him because he looked suspicious, and unfortunately it did lead to him being wrongfully murdered. So there is a petition for that. And the last one that I do want to talk about that I just saw in the last couple weeks was the one for Darren, and I believe it's Rainey. So he was a non-violent offender, and he was actually trapped in a hot shower for 2 hours by prison guards, and he unfortunately died as well. So that is another petition that you can go sign. But I think I covered everything. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them down below. And like I said before, if you guys have any feedback about how I can make my videos better, then please leave it down below, because I do listen to it, because I just started making these YouTube videos. So of course your feedback matters to me, so I know how to make these videos better. And go check us out on our socials. Subscribe if you want to stay updated to future videos. Again, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I just started doing Instagram and Facebook lives to update you guys on volunteering when we're volunteering again. So just a little quick update. We are volunteering on September 1st at the First Store Food Bank. So if you guys are interested, then message me. We are going to be packing power packs for kids that go hungry on the weekends. And it takes 2 minutes to register if you do want to volunteer. But again, just message me if you do want to volunteer. But I think I covered everything, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.